Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Villains on the Rebirth server. We are with our Mastermind Nightmare Lass, who is level 33, 2.2 million experience earned, a quarter of a million left to go to get to level 34, and 138 million influence. I leveled up, I don't know, got 4 or 5, 6 speeds, including getting to level 33 off screen. Couple of reasons for that. I ended up accidentally clicking call to Mr. G, and unfortunately he then gave me a story arc that I really didn't want to film because I knew I was going to hate it, and I did. And I'll talk a little bit about why I hated it as we go, but not too much because I don't want to harp on it. And then I ended up on a story arc for, where is he? Timothy? I don't know where he went. Somewhere over here. There, Timothy Raymond. I ended up. It turned out the last episode we actually finished his previous story arc, so we had to like find his DNA, and I ended up in a Circle of Thorns mission that I was struggling with because of the behemoths, and I just didn't want to film that, and so I said, let me just do a couple story arcs, and we're going to try to get to our broker, and she's got a little bit to go before we can get something from her. So we'll do some missions. We'll try to see if we can get another contact, and hopefully it'll be an older contact and not one of the newer ones, because as you know, I hate the newer ones. And we'll do one more contact in Nerva, and then we'll probably move on to Granville or St. Marshall, whichever one comes next. I can't remember. So we got to level 33. Let me just quickly show you what we did. I added a third slot to Hell and Earth, and it now has generic enhancements, so it should be good till the end of the game, unless we want to put a set on it somehow. So that's going to recharge every 5 minutes. World of Pain recharges every 2 minutes and 20 seconds now, and I'm going to increase the recharge on that. And then the other slot was Rune of Protection, and I've got that down to 5 minutes and 50 seconds. We definitely want to get another slot on that because that's my personal Mez defense. And so we're going to have all of those things, these two triple slotted, I guess, in the next level. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll put another slot on Arcane Bolt. We don't really need anything on Enforced Morale. It recharges very quickly. Doesn't use that much endurance. We don't really need anything on Enchant Demon or Abyssal Empowerment because we just use them once and then they last until our pets die. So I don't know where else I'm going to put slots. And then, of course, we have our level 35 and 38 powers coming. So this character actually seems to have plenty of slots to spare, which is good. Okay, so we're going to see if we can find this 3-ounce box marked web that is owned by the Freak Show. We don't fight Freak Show a lot. We haven't been recently, so I figured let's just fight them. But before we do that, actually, I need to go to Sharkhead Isle and re-up our mission difficulty to +1. I had dropped it down to +0 because of the story arc for Mr. G. And so let me explain that as we go. Mr. G's storyline was that you and your new group of villains that you have just formed, which are all NPC villains from Praetoria, you're going to fight some heroes from Praetoria and make a mark, and you're going to videotape it and become famous in the Rogue Isles. And so one of the more aggravating features, we're now +1, one of the more aggravating features of this entire story arc, which went right through to the last mission, was that every time you did a mission, you got like a little interface that made it white lines in right angles along the corners of the screen, and then a little rec and a little battery and a little red dot, so it made it look like you were recording video. I found that kind of cute on the first mission, and then it became incredibly annoying, and I really didn't like it. And you couldn't get rid of it, you couldn't turn it off as far as I know, and it was just in every single mission. But probably the worst thing was that originally I was doing +1, right? Which, you know, it's my own fault for doing +1s. That's making it harder. But we ended up having to, after we robbed a bank, everything was fine until we had to fight Marauder, who was an elite boss, and he was +1 to me. So he was like a level 33 elite boss when I was 32. And he just shredded my minions. I mean, he had an area effect, point blank area effect, so they would surround him. And I think when he got to certain hit point amounts, like 2/3, 1/3, and 10% hit points, he would just AoE them and just destroy everybody but Curly, or Curly as well. I mean, he killed them all, I think, at one point. And if they were at max hit points, maybe Curly wouldn't die. But so he killed all my minions. I resummoned them. He killed them again. I can't resummon them. Then he killed me. This happened a couple times. And I finally said, okay, this is just, a purple elite boss is just too much. The minions cannot handle it. And I'm really not sure what to do about that except to lower the difficulty. And that's a shame, because the entire rest of the mission, when you drop it down to +0, is just ridiculously easy. And I'm doing things like completely ignoring, just like fly right through an area, have my minions attack it, and I'm clicking on glowies and not even paying attention. I don't have to heal, I don't have to do anything, because +0s just aren't enough to challenge my minions. And frankly, even +1s aren't that bad, as long as, they're not elite bosses. So I really was getting kind of frustrated because of the interface annoyances with that mission, with those story missions in the story arc. I had to do them at +0 because we were fighting some elite bosses. A couple of the other enemies were doing point blank AoEs as well. It wasn't just Marauder, although his was by far the worst. I do believe I had a similar problem with Marauder. I didn't have that exact mission. I need to get the mysterious box. Okay, heard somebody res. I do believe I fought Marauder with Tiger Strike, and she got owned by him as well. So it's not just the minions, right, that are, getting hurt. Even a Stalker can be owned by him too. He's a very tough enemy, especially at +1. So I turned everything down to +0, and so let me just get out of this story arc. Well, it went on for like 6 or 7 missions with the stupid recording interface, which is really annoying. So I'm glad I didn't film it, because I was grumbling and cursing all the way through it, just how much I hated the mission, or the various missions and the story arc, and that I don't like the way they construct these newer story arcs. So, I've said that over and over again here. I don't need to repeat it. At least you didn't have to hear me griping about that. Then there was the Circle of Thorns mission. So that was a +1 when I went into it. I left it. I set everything down to +0, which would have made it a level 32 mission. And then I ignored it until I leveled to 33. So now it was -1 to me, which of course made the entire thing too easy, except that if you remember, one of the things I've noted is that with Circle of Thorns, they're very difficult for my minions, because, as you can see, the minions surround an enemy, right? And their behemoths were turning on invincibility, which is an invulnerability power that increases their defense by some amount for every individual that surrounds them. And we looked at the 2 hit rolls. And with my minions surrounding them, they have my minions floored. The minions are at like 5-6% to hit. So they literally cannot hit these guys. And when I went in there when I was 32nd level, and it was a level 32 mission, or a level 33 mission, and I'm fighting +2, potentially +2 lieutenants, I was watching, and my minions just took forever to defeat one guy. I said, well, it's no risk, right? They can't really hurt my minions, but it was taking forever, and it was a big map, and I'm like, this is going to just take me an hour, and all it's going to be is me watching myself whiff over and over again, right? So that's really not interesting. It's not fun. So I let it go. Now it's a 32 mission, and I was 33, so they were +0 and +1 to me, right, or -1. And one of the things I noticed against the yellow behemoths, I don't think I fought any oranges, but one of the things I noticed tactically is, instead of attacking the minion first, which is what I normally do, focus fire the minion, get rid of them, see right there, the second thing Curly does after doing a ranged attack is he tries to engage his hold. And oftentimes, if there's some distance between my guys and the enemy, he'll engage the hold right like that before too many of my henchmen are near the enemy, right? Which means that their invincibility doesn't help them, because it only helps based on the number of enemies that are nearby. And so what I realized, and this is a tactic I'm going to try to do, is, and it worked at +0. Whether it's going to work at +1 and +2, I don't know. But the idea is to target the lieutenant, or the behemoth, right, first, and attack. And that pretty much every time made Curly almost immediately freeze him. And when he's frozen, he can't turn on invincibility. So I'm going to see how that works against the circle the next time we fight them at +1 and +2. But I think that it might actually be a viable tactic. So we'll just have to see. Instead of starting with the minion and then going after the lieutenant, I can start with the lieutenant, freeze him, and then worry about the minions later. So it looks like we got the mysterious box because we found a clue. We just got to defeat the freak show. As you can see, the freak show are no issue for our guys, even at +1 and +2. So that was a newspaper mission, so we don't have to contact anybody. Let's see for our broker. Looks like one more mission will do it for her. Sky Raiders. Freak show again. Carnival of Shadows. Let's do Sky Raiders. And I am just going to teleport to the mission door, guys, since it's so far away. And I finally figured out what happened here. When I was up there, if you remember in a previous episode, I came out and I'm like hitting up against the ceiling and I got killed. It's like Paris Park. It's an area with caves underneath the trees with a closed canopy, and there's like only one way in or out. And so I guess this is the entrance. What's going on here? Come over here, guys. Get out of the way so I can click on it. Do we just go through? No. Yeah. Okay. It's weird that you go through that to a lab, but alright. Raider Engineer, get him first. Same thing, right? If you go after him first, Curly freezes him. Right? And then he doesn't have a chance to be annoying and summon a shield generator. So I think that may be the tactic, guys. Now, whether it's going to work... Oh, no. Oh, darn. Yeah, they're going to aggro everybody now. And here comes the shield generator. Yep. Yeah, that was a mistake, because he flew away. And just as I told him to attack him, he flew away. I need to make sure these guys get rid of the force field generator. So yeah, this will be overly challenging. Because of the aggroing. I aggroed, what, 3 spawns of +1s? +2s? But yeah, that hold is super helpful. Yeah, you gotta watch the porters in particular, and also the wing guys, because they will run away, and then your guys chase them and aggro everybody in the entire area. But we did alright. Let's port the porter. See if we can pound him before he can go anywhere. Yeah, so the second thing that Curly does after opening the opening salvo is he throws that hold out. Now he might not do it here because he just used it. Yep, he did it again. That's pretty much the second thing he does. And so if you can get it to work on the Behemoth Master, right? If you can target the Behemoth Master and attack first while they're back, and he shoots it, it should hit. And if it hits, it will freeze him, and then no invincibility. There's an engineer. Yep. Second thing he does. There's probably going to be some guys around the corner, unfortunately. I should have probably teleported him, but that's alright. We're fine. So this is part of the problem, right? Even against oranges, my minions are just crushing. And yet if there's an elite boss in here, and he's +2, they'll just all die. And again, you know, I've said this before, I had this argument several times with Statesman that the difficulty level in the mission between what you're doing the rest of the mission and the elite boss shouldn't be that high, right? Because the consequence of that, now come back, the consequence of that is that either the entire rest of the mission is exciting and the elite boss is not doable, or the elite boss is a challenge and the entire rest of the mission is completely, stupidly easy. Come back, fight this guy. Alright, that should take care of everything. Right, so this is good, right? This is, you know, my guys are kicking butt, but I have to pay attention. Oh, did I miss the Raider Engineer? Get him, hurry up. Too late. See? So that's good that we have some, you know, tactics that we have to do. Attention is, you're not paying attention, you suffer a little bit. That's the way I want it, right? Against white cons, it'd be like, I don't even care if he summons a generator because we're just going to kill them anyway. Right, but against orange cons, I do care. Right, because then it's going to make our guys impossible to hit. So I like it to be a challenge. My concern is... There's an engineer, we're going to teleport him over. My concern is... If we get an, we shouldn't in here because it's a newspaper mission, but if we get an elite boss, how are we supposed to beat a +2 elite boss, right? And yet, if I don't make it +2, it's just, or +1, it's just too easy. In fact, I think even +1s are too easy. It really needs to be +2. It's just that if we do +2s, we might end up with +3s, and +3s are way too hard. And I targeted the wrong guy, which is unfortunate. Alright, let's get the generator. And I'll increase Curly's to hit just to make sure he hits it. And now we'll take the porter out. Actually, we should kill this engineer. There we go. That's everybody. Excellent. So you can see that even the +1s are not really tough enough for us. But if I put it on +2 and end up with a +3 elite boss or something, or even just a +3 regular boss, we're going to have a problem. Darn it. I screwed that up again. I've been sloppy. Destroy the force field generator. Thank you. Let's get these Raider engineers. My guy's getting stuck. Oh, there's a captain here, no wonder. So, too busy talking, over aggroed. But our guys are fine. Yeah, so that must have been 2 spawns that I got. So my guess is there was another one back here that I didn't see because I went up using flight instead of coming up the stairs. I can only assume Wainwright and his guards are in the last level. So we'll just keep finding elevators and going along. And Curly could use some Mez defense. What do we got here? Oh. Guy's right there. Stopped him from summoning. Good job. That was smart, teleporting right into the middle of a bunch of demons. Good job, Porter. And there's Wainwright. Let's see if we can get his Wing Raider away from him. Wing Raider away from him. So even if he comes over here, by the time he does, the Wing Raider will be dead. Alright, so I'm going to direct my guys up just to make sure they go where they're supposed to go. And then attack him. There we go. As you can see, Eney's level 31, right? Wainwright's level 34, so he's -3 to Wainwright. Right, and so that makes him very vulnerable. If Wainwright does some sort of AoE, Eney and Meanie and Miney will just die. And you just can't ever get into a situation where you can re-up your minions fast enough in a boss battle to do it 2 or 3 times. It's just not going to happen. Nobody over here. And that is the mission, guys. Completed the mission. And out we go. So now I think what I'm going to do is... See, I don't even know where I am here. So let's go invisible. Let me desummon the minions. Yes, so you see here, we're underneath this canopy, and if you go up, you just hit it. It's just like Paris Park. So you have to kind of wind your way out until you find an opening. And that's what happened the last time. And I was trying very quickly to get out of there, and I didn't really know where I was because I had teleported to the mission door. And so I got confused, and then, you know, I turned invisibility on, but it's too late. I'd already aggroed them. Let's see, do we have her yet? We do. So we can go to Stella the Mouth and get a mayhem mission from her. And we'll go ahead and do that. And somebody said, probably Kievar, because that's who makes most of the comments, that I should go into a mayhem mission and just let the minions loose. Instead of just robbing it, go ahead and just let the minions loose. And I think I am going to do that, but you probably won't be able to see all of it because that could take a really long time, and I don't have that much time. And we're also 23 or 4 minutes into this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it here. We'll take the mayhem mission, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to rob the bank. Alright guys, we're on Talos Island, getting ready to summon demons. And buff them up. To attack. So the idea with these mayhem missions is you have 13 minutes, or you have 15 minutes, but you can, get bonus time by doing things like resisting arrest, and you can get bonus time for blowing things up. destroying cars, things like that. Now the reason I am doing this is I'm waiting for an ambush, because usually there is one. I love destroying the fire hydrants, because then all this water splatters out. Look at that. And we got some bonus time. 1 minute for fire hydrants, you see. Alright, we don't seem to be being ambushed yet, so let's head inside. So the main danger here is the boss ambush at the end. One of the things I've learned to do instead of leading my minions in is to send them in, so that they don't get caught up on the door with the citizens. The citizens then run out. And then I can deal with the police. Come on in. Yeah, see, they have trouble going around the citizens because they collide with each other. Follow me. That's the first guards we've seen. So some came in ambush behind us, it looks like. Yep. And there's the boss. We should be okay. Yep, so we got him. Alright, guys. We should be clear to rob the bank. Maybe one more set of guards. Right there. Go get them. And the vault's right there. Alright. So I'm going to bring my guys in and have them attack the vault. And then I am going to keep an eye. Come on, attack the vault. There we go. Keep an eye on here, because there should be an ambush coming for us. So yeah, this is the bank robbery part, and then here comes the first ambush. I'm going to pull them into me so that they meet my minions. They're only going to attack me because it's an ambush, and the ambushes ignore everything but your minions. But that's alright, we're used to that. There may be one more ambush before we finish the vault. Sometimes one triggers when there's like 10% of the hit points left. Usually it happens around the half mark, and then sometimes when there's a sliver, but not always. Make sure everybody's nice and healed up. Alright, so while they're doing this, we're now going to give Curly... Whoops, wrong thing. We're now going to give Curly Hell on Earth. Just in case. Because I know there will be a boss coming. It'll either trigger when you blow the vault door or right now. There we go. Defeat the hero to escape. And so now what I've started doing is kind of sending my minions ahead of me. Because then they will... And we're ready to buff them. Because then they will like sort of intercept. The hero's still going to just come for me. But the hero's going to then have to get through my minions, is the idea. There he is. Get him. Now I'll put on my Mez defense. Right, so good luck. You've got to get through all my minions in order to get to me. Alright, have fun. There's the hero. Have fun with your AI pathfinding. Trying to get to me. Right, see, now he went through somehow. But he's stuck over there. Right? And he can't get to me. Now there are more cops waiting. And the AI really should run to us. And there's the boss. So now we just have to smack the guards and head out. Now if we wanted to, we could hit the mission completion button and we're done. But we're going to stay and let the minions wreak some havoc. We want to go this way, guys. Come with me. And there's another ambush. Again, I will let them fight my minions. Good luck. Trying to get to me. And I don't have to worry about healing them. Right? Because they're not attacking my minions, they're just trying to get to me. Great, I got webbed. Alright, so we gotta wait a little bit for the web to wear off. And the acid mortar, I guess, also is affecting me. Alright, but now we can head out, and we have, it says 8 minutes, but of course, we can expand our time by wreaking havoc in Talus Island. By the way, one thing you guys may notice is it always seems to be dark. That's because it's Halloween, trick or treat, and all that, and it's basically permanently dark. I actually don't like that, because, you know, it just gets tiring to always be in the dark every time. I find that a little frustrating. Now, there are some missions that you can take while you're in here. You have to sort of find them. One of them is probably up there. Or no, that's the jail. So there are some missions you can find, and what happens is, if you are in the right place, you can defeat somebody or blow something up and you get like a key to go into a building, and then you can rob another building that's not the bank but something else, or you can get some other sort of like a mini mission within the mission, which is kind of cool. But I'm not sure where on this map they are, so we're just going to keep going. And just blow things up. You don't get any experience for blowing up trucks and cars, of course. Are we being ambushed again? Oh, yep, SWAT equalizer. I think I need to do something with the level of detail here, because if you look, I just go back up a little bit and the truck disappears. It shouldn't be doing that. I'll look into that after this episode is over. Can we blow up those barrels? Let's blow them up. Another PPD officer. And here comes some longbow. Now the longbow are going to be coming after me. That's okay, because my guys can take care of them. You can can see, we're doing all kinds of destruction. Can we blow that thing up? No, I guess not. This is Talos Island here. Look at that, there's some freak shows. So this might be a mission. Let's see if it is. If it is, we'll see if we can do it. We only have 6 minutes left, but it should be enough. Let's give Curly Hell on Earth. I love that he's got him slowed like that. That is awesome. Now why give him Hell on Earth? Because the guy might res. He also can dull pain. Yep, there he goes. So I knew there was going to be a lot more to this fight. But I love when he keeps getting hit with ice, which means it's going to slow him down. So let's see if this gives us a clue after we defeat him. I'm not sure if it will. Yes, key found. So now we can go over to this spot. And there will be some door to open. Bonus time. Go destroy some cars. Kill the PPD. And there's a longbow ambush coming. As I look back there, I saw it coming. I knew it was about time. I just have like a little timer in my head of, okay, it should be about time for another ambush. Alright, so we should be able, I'm webbed again, we should be able to go in here. Is this a jewelry store? Excellent, so now we can steal from a jewelry store. And I think you might get a badge for this, I'm not really sure. I hear a glowy. And there's a cop. Go get him. And I'm sure as soon as we step into that red light, it's going to raise an alarm and we'll be ambushed. Let's try some, guys. Come over here. Come over here. You're gonna stay there. I'm gonna go invisible. Let's see. Does it detect me? It doesn't. Oh, it did. Interesting. Even though I was invisible. It really shouldn't have while I was invisible, but okay. So they're presumably going to come in here, I guess. Oh, it detected these guys. They were following me. I see. Alright, come with me. Let's see what else we got here. I hear another glowy. Yeah, my guys are going to trigger alarms all over the place. See if we can get this. Cracking the safe. Nice. Sounds like there's another safe. Not sure where. There. Come on, guys, get him. Get that one. Come on. Cracking that safe. And I hear another glowy. I'm not being super efficient about this. Not really sure how many safes there are to fight, to open. And of course, probably the right way to do this was to put the minions away and do everything invisible. But I thought this was just a small jewelry store. I didn't realize it was like 2 floors and 6 safes or something like that. There's nobody in here? Alright. Bonus time, so we successfully raided the store, I guess. 5 minutes for smash and grab. So that's how it works, guys. I think we'll stop here. That was a lot of fun. Netted us some XP. And we became better buddies with our broker. So we'll head to, what's her name? Stella the Mouth in our next episode and get another contact from her. In the meantime, I think we'll stop here. I am Scrapperlock, and this has been City of Villains.